What's up everyone, and welcome back to another What If video. So this one was the Christmas special, and a lot of you seem to enjoy it, so I'm actually going to continue it and see where it could go. I could tell the scenario has a lot of potential to be interesting as the story goes on. Last time, we left off where future Trunks showed up, realizing that this timeline is very different from where he was before. Frieza's dead, Goku doesn't have Super Saiyan, and even Vegeta's dead in this timeline. To say the least, Trunks was pretty shocked to find this out, but he still needs to move forward. And he decides to help the timeline because he realizes that it's in desperate need of help. Maybe he can't save his, but at least he could try with this one. With that recap out of the way, let's pick up from here. After Trunks departs, we get into the 3 years of training before the androids arrive. There is one goal right now: Goku needs to get Super Saiyan. Hearing about this transformation, the androids, all the stuff that happened in the future, and everything else, Goku is determined not only to get Super Saiyan, but to train as rigorously as possible in order to help save this timeline. Goku is a lot more careful this time around. Not that he wasn't before, but this time, Goku is behind where he should be in terms of power. And on top of that, they're one person short. Plus, after what he heard from Trunks, he can't stop thinking about the fact that Gohan is the only one left in that timeline, and even with all his effort, he ended up dying trying to protect the future, leaving Trunks as their last hope. Goku's not going to just train himself here. He wants to train Gohan to access Super Saiyan as well, and it will be a hard task, but it's worth at least trying. The hard part is convincing Chi-Chi, but he's able to. Hearing about future Gohan and telling her about it, well, she would obviously want to avoid that scenario. And since she doesn't want to lose her husband or her son, she ends up agreeing with Goku and lets Gohan train with him. And now, that's her top priority. Goku and everyone begin training. And it does take some time, I'd say about a year or so, but Goku eventually does tap into Super Saiyan, and eventually learns how to use it by himself. He's amazed at how powerful it is once he actually accesses it. And this will be great for training too, since he could use this and potentially train at higher levels with gravity training and things like that. Wanting to save the Earth, himself, and his son, and given the fact that he's the strongest right now, he's a lot more motivated to keep training and go to higher levels, as well as trying to help Gohan get to where he is. Of course, all the humans and Piccolo train as well. Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin all get some good training in, and while they don't have Super Saiyan to give them some huge multiplier of power, training with each other will really help. And this gets Piccolo kinda curious early on. He senses how strong Super Saiyan Goku is. And from what Trunks said, the androids are way stronger than that, so Piccolo needs to kinda catch up somehow. He remembers Nail on Namek and what he learned about Namekian fusion, especially from when he learned on Namek that if he were to combine with Kami once again, they would be insanely powerful. He consults Kami about this and finds out that it's true, but it's better to hold off on it since if they do that right now, they'll have no Dragon Balls. Piccolo's not really too sure how to feel about fusing with Kami if he needs to, but he does keep it in mind. It's good to know. Training keeps going on, and eventually, Gohan is able to tap into Super Saiyan very briefly, which is a huge step. I won't lie, I'm not really a fan of the S cells and the tingly back explanation that we got in Dragon Ball Super, but if we're gonna take that into account, I feel like with all the focus Goku has here on giving Gohan Super Saiyan, it would work at this point. Like I said, I don't like the whole S cell explanation, but if we take it into account, well, Gohan's probably going to have a good amount of them at this point because of how he lived his life. And plus, even if the tingly back explanation is kind of stupid, if they're trying to get Gohan to get Super Saiyan, then Goku would have probably explained to him what it felt like. Instead of it being out of rage or sadness, Goku unlocked it in a similar way to what Vegeta did. It was through sheer willpower and determination. With him also feeling inadequate and like his current state of power wasn't enough to protect the Earth and his friends and family. And he would try everything at his disposal to try to get Gohan to unlock it somehow. And that would probably include explaining what the sensation of turning into Super Saiyan feels like, because that's a huge step. Gohan's also done enough training too to where he can handle it. Now he's nowhere near where he was when he got out of the Room of Spirit and Time. They both are still only in grade 1, and Gohan can barely control it as well as Goku. He can still use it at will though. The fact of the matter is, he is able to use Super Saiyan, which is huge, although it's relatively close to the end of the 3 years. He and Goku even try some more rigorous training now that they both can use Super Saiyan. And doing this is a huge help, which they didn't even expect. Why is that? Well, given all the strain that he's going through with this rigorous training, Goku starts to feel signs of the heart virus early on, before the androids arrive. One day during training, he falls ill. But it's good that this happened early on because now, Goku's going to be cured and he'll be fine when the androids show up. Since after he takes his medicine and takes some time to recover, he's back in action. And it's just in time too. Not long after this, the androids show up. The events in the city go pretty normally. Yamcha gets hurt by Android 20, then they head to the outskirts of the city to fight. Goku decides it's good for Gohan to get some experience here, and after gauging his own power against Android 19, Goku sends Gohan in to fight him to get some real experience. He's surprised with how well he's able to keep up with the android and actually outpace him, but we know how Gohan used to be when he got power boosts. During his fight with 19, he makes a mistake that'll teach him some stuff in the future. He gets too cocky. The power goes to his head, and he is about to finish 19 off, but he tries to do so with an energy blast. And of course, 19 just absorbs it, and takes the power and uses it to power himself up. Gohan would have had the fight in the bag if he didn't do this, but now 19's starting to fight back more. Thankfully though, Goku's able to intervene and help out, and the two of them together take down 19. This slip up from Gohan was actually pretty good. It's a good mistake to make because now he knows that he can't get too cocky in battle like this, or else it'll turn the tide and probably cause him to lose somehow. Luckily for him, 19 didn't have too much data on Gohan, and plus he's up against 2 Super Saiyans, so he's not going to have a shot here. With 19 dead, 20 now tries to escape, and this part goes pretty much like normally. They try to stop him, but he creates a distraction and gets away, and Trunks does come back to help out like he promised. He gets filled in on the situation and realizes that there's more difference to this timeline than what he learned about before when he came 3 years ago, because these androids are different too. They find out that 20 is Dr. Gero and all book it and try to find out where his lab is. Trunks is also pretty surprised too to find out that Gohan's already a Super Saiyan, and it's all thanks to Trunks for telling Goku what he knows about the form, and giving them that prior warning. Still, he's surprised to see Gohan this young being able to access Super Saiyan, something that future Gohan wasn't able to do at this age. Even if the androids are different and there may be some more threats lurking around, well, it seems this timeline has a good shot at surviving. Goku has no heart virus and he seems pretty strong, as well as the other fighters who've been training. And even Gohan has Super Saiyan, so they have 2 Super Saiyans to protect the Earth now. Trunks is confident to see this, but he's still worried. Thankfully, with all the Dragon Team searching and not having to deal with Goku succumbing to the heart virus, they're able to find Gero a little bit earlier on, just about when he's activating 17 and 18. They try to destroy the entire lab with a blast, and 20's not quick enough to react and absorb it. This blast kills 20 and destroys the lab, including the pod that has Android 16 in it. But 17 and 18 are already awoken, and they just brush it off. They didn't even feel it. Seeing the 2 androids standing there unscathed sends a shiver down everyone's spine, since it gives them a sense of how strong these androids really are. 17 and 18 also seem pretty pleased. Hey sis, looks like we don't even need to search for Goku. They brought him right to us. Their target, Goku, is right there in front of them, and they're not going to try to waste this opportunity. Instantly, the twin androids are hostile, and now the group needs to escape. Not knowing what to do, Goku intends to send out a solar flare, knowing that they can't fight the androids as they are now. Quickly, they all fly over to Kame House, trying to think of a plan, and knowing they might not be safe for long. Luckily for them, they're not followed by the androids, and now they're trying to come up with things to do. That's when the Dragon Team hears a voice in their head. It's Kami. He's asking them to bring Piccolo up to the lookout, as well as all coming along because he has something in store for them. This is good because the lookout will be a nice place to hide out, but apparently Kami has something in mind. They can't stay at Kame House anyways because the androids will probably show up there eventually. They all head to the lookout and meet with Kami, and having already talked to him before about it, Piccolo knows what must be done. Kami tells everyone about his plan, how he and Piccolo will fuse, but that'll mean the Dragon Balls will no longer be active. And while they're up here, they can use the Room of Spirit and Time to get some training in, because he was watching what was going on and he realized that as they are now, they won't be able to do anything against the androids. Goku remembers this room from a while back and doesn't know why he didn't think of it in the first place. This will be huge in trying to fend off the android menace, and with Piccolo fusing with Kami, this will help empower Piccolo as well. They're all present for the fusion, and they give their thanks to Kami, especially Goku, sad to see him go. Even if Kami won't be there physically, his spirit will still live on within Piccolo, and Goku's grateful for all the help Kami's given him in the past. They'll figure out something with the Dragon Balls later. It's more important to defend Earth right now. The process begins, and Piccolo and Kami fuse into one being, a Namekian without a name. This Namekian in front of them looks exactly like Piccolo, but there's obviously some differences. Not only has his power increased exponentially, but his whole demeanor's changed. This is a new person. He's even stronger than a Super Saiyan. How's that possible? Even if he may be strong enough to try and take on the androids right now, they don't want to take any chances. They should use this Room of Spirit and Time, and see how much stronger they can actually get. It's obvious that Goku's going to go in with Gohan, but they obviously want Trunks to use it as well. So after Goku and Gohan exit, Piccolo will go in too alongside Trunks. It's better to not act too quickly and have Piccolo try and confront the androids alone. But things aren't exactly going to go everyone's way. Goku and Gohan enter the room, but suddenly, Piccolo gets word of something that's going on in Gingertown. People are just disappearing left and right for no reason, with only remains of their clothes being found on the street. With nothing else to do, Piccolo and Trunks alert the rest of the team and head off there by themselves to see what's going on. They investigate there and find no one remaining. But then they encounter something odd. Some green creature is standing there, trying to confront them. And his key, it feels disturbing. It feels like a mix of so many other people that they've sensed before, as well as the key of a bunch of civilians that have been absorbed. This monster that they encounter, of course, is Cell, and they get into a brief battle. The way he is now, Cell is no match for Piccolo, let alone Piccolo with Trunks. So he doesn't even get to attack Piccolo and try to absorb some of his energy. He just uses a solar flare and books it. He'll bide his time and attack once he's actually strong enough. And now they have info on this android that they just encountered. He's another creation by Dr. Gero, and he's looking to absorb 17 and 18 to try and empower himself. It seems they're dealing with more than just those two androids. Meanwhile, in the Room of Spirit and Time, Goku and Gohan continue their training, trying to see if they could do anything that goes beyond Super Saiyan. Gohan's learning to finally get the form under control now, more so than he had it before, and he regulates it a lot more effectively. Sure, they can keep training using this form, but Goku knows that there's something above it. He can sense it. Their goal now is to try to access that new stage of Super Saiyan to see if they can surpass where they are now, not only in terms of power, but in terms of the efficiency of the form. Super Saiyan definitely isn't their limit. Within the year of training, they begin to get new levels of it. Goku discovers grade 2 and 3, but he realizes that there's something beyond that, something more effective that they're missing out on. Since they don't need to spend time trying to get Gohan to unlock Super Saiyan, they spend more time trying to actually surpass this form and train. This frees up more time and it means they actually are able to tap into grade 4 earlier on. Goku's the first to unlock this new evolution of the Super Saiyan form, and he's pretty amazed by it. This is what he was thinking about, a form that efficiently controls the power of Super Saiyan while still making them strong in battle. Through time and training, Gohan's eventually able to get it as well. And they continue their training for a little bit, but decide they should probably leave the room early. As Goku said in the same arc, it's not really worth torturing yourself in the Room of Spirit and Time with intense training if you're not going to get anywhere. They need to actually have some rest and see what else they could do beyond that. So instead of going for a full year, they leave before the entire day is up, which needless to say surprises Piccolo and Trunks, especially since they exit the chamber in their Super Saiyan form. Piccolo fills them in on what's happened while they were in the chamber, and to say the least, this is pretty concerning. Thankfully, Krillin had the idea of going back to Gero's lab, and Piccolo and Trunks destroyed Cell that was there, so this Cell that they encountered was from a different timeline. And on top of that, they found blueprints for one of the androids, and just in case, they brought these to Bulma to make a self-destruct remote. Who knows though, maybe Goku and Gohan could defeat them alone. Without the Dragon Balls though, it's not worth the risk, so Piccolo and Trunks are still going to head into the time chamber. Goku and Gohan are now tasked with trying to find the androids and defeat them, or at least keep them away from Cell, because if Cell absorbs them, who knows what's going to happen. But this new power that they access should be enough to take on the androids. Goku is confident that even individually, they'll be able to take out the androids. He assumes they'll be fine, but is that really what's going to happen? Who knows, we'll have to save that for the next part. So what did you guys think about this video, and what do you think will happen in the next part? Do you think the androids will be stopped before Cell gets them, or will Cell be able to absorb them before anyone can defeat them? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out and see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like and support the channel, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon so you can get notified about any future parts of This What If, alongside notifications for any other videos that I upload. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.